One of my favorite things about AEW is the fact that, in theory, no one is more than 6 months away from a world title run. I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't want another Ginger situation going on, but the fact is that you're never more than a good story away from winning the world title. So, I want to talk about the next 10 people who might hold the world championships. Now, not one, but like 3 technical disclaimers here. First, I will not be including former world champions. These are all first-time world champions. Second, to contradict myself, I will not be including Okada, Monet, or Athena. All have had substantial title runs with significant belts that feel like they're big deals. I also think it's kind of a foregone conclusion that they will each win the world title eventually. Lastly, or maybe an honorable mention, Hook. Now look, Hook has the swagger, the looks of a world champion. He knows how to be cool, but more importantly, lately he knows how to play an underdog who's fighting an uphill battle. He never quit against Samoa Joe back in their match at, I think, New Year's Bash in early 2024. Go watch that match. It's not a squash, but you see Hook really fighting up from behind. More recently, he faced off against Samoa Joe at Fright Night, a 4-way match. He did tap, but again, a solid showing. He didn't back down from Bobby Lashley. But the reason why he's not technically on the list is because of a lot of stop-start booking from AEW. In any case, I would suggest that they put the TNT title on him and have him have an open challenge. I really think that would, bring him up to par. Which, speaking of the TNT Championship, Kyle Fletcher, the Protostar, it's been said that he has more than a passing resemblance to one Randall Keith Orton, and while that's not entirely a dig, I would call Kyle his own man. He can be a monster, but he also has great comedic timing. He can be insanely athletic, and can go on the mic, and he has the best mouthpiece in the game, not named Paul Heyman, in one Don Callis. Kyle has all the X factors that you need in a main eventer, and his program with Adam Page at All Out in 2025 is proof that he's gotten all the raw talent and all the raw material. AEW has already begun to tell the story that Fletcher just isn't ready quite yet, but I have a sneaking suspicion that in the next 2 years, it will be Kyle to take the AEW Championship off of Will Ospreay way down the line. Spoilers. Julia Hart, no man, has she come a long way from her cheerleading days with the Varsity Blondes to a more melancholy character. She would play as the Bringer of Darkness. While her association with the House of Black and the Hounds of Hell did work, I think the Triangle of Madness is really the right direction for her. While Julia definitely has the potential to be one of the first AEW Women's Tag Team Champions, I could also see her going on a rampage with the Women's World Title, much in the same dominant fashion she had the TBS title. Granted, it was only for, 4.5 months, but still, solid title reign nonetheless. She has a unique gimmick that can get over very, very well. She's already really over with the fans, which really does help a lot. Recently, Darby Allin said that he doesn't really need the AEW World Championship, and I kind of see his point. Darby is one of those wrestlers that is simply loved because of all the things he's willing to do for the company that he loves. I think calling him this generation's Jeff Hardy is a cheap compliment. I think it'd be better to call him this generation's Mick Foley. A Daredevil's stuntman who will throw caution to the wind on any given Wednesday to protect his home. I really do think that he's an AEW lifer, and it would be a shame if Darby never won the title at least once. I can see him taking it from Kyle or maybe some other heel. Maybe MJF. Tekla is the kind of heel that really lives the gimmick at all times. Fun fact, the reason why she's currently in AEW is because she kayfabe attacked management in Stardom, and they fired her because they couldn't contain her. Even recently at CMLL Grand Prix, where they had talent from Stardom as well as AEW and other companies, she refused to celebrate in the ring with the other women because kayfabe. She's a true heel that can go in the ring. She already has a nemesis in Jamie Hayter. I could easily see her turning on Julia when she has the world title and to take it from her. Maybe she brings in her faction Hate to go into AEW, or they can be an invasion with CMLL. There's a lot of possibilities there. And all of them see Tekla coming out with the world title in hand. Much in the same vein as Darby Allin, Orange Cassidy is over like it's someone's business. He's not as young as some of the other people on this list. In fact, he's a bona fide veteran. He can reliably be called upon to main event a match or a pay-per-view at any given time. Now, some might think it's a mark against him that he's so popular but he never went to the world title. He has a glass ceiling, some people think. But I give you this, the run of a lifetime. Orange Cassidy made the AEW International Championship worth something, a respected title. He defended it week in and week out via Open Challenge, where he watched his character grow from a slacker who cares about nothing to someone that has something to believe in. His title loss to Jon Moxley at Full Gear was brutal, but it also showed that fans are ready to get behind Cassidy, and so should you. Cards on the table. I really like Megan Bayne, but I think her title match against Toni Storm at Dynasty was too soon. Personally, I think she should have been built up even further as an undefeated monster, and she should have taken the title maybe from Tony at All Out. Maybe that should have been the match, or maybe that's just me. I don't know. In any case, it's not if, but when Bane wins the Women's World Championship, I really hope she is presented as this unstoppable goddess monster heel who can bulldoze anyone in the division until they find her the right David to her Goliath. Maybe Riho? If it's not obvious, Takeshita winning the world title, it's a matter of when, not if. It feels like an oxymoron to say it, but he has the looks and the wrestling acumen. He's been a heel so long, but he's also so great at wrestling, he's becoming very well respected among the fan base. Very much in like a 2005 Kurt Angle situation. He might technically be a heel, but he's also really too cool to boo. His current program with Okada is great, and I really think that there's a possibility that he becomes the Unified Champion before Wrestle Kingdom 20, and then add to that the IWGP Global Heavyweight Championship. Imagine him holding 3 world titles at the same time. It's only a matter of time until we see him win the AEW Championship. Maybe via civil war with the Don Callis family? That could be interesting. You know, it's been so long since we've seen just like a pure baby face as the Women's World Champion. Willow is over with the fans, but she also has that intangible spirit that you can't help but root for, almost like a Sami Zayn character. It's a given that she will win the world title. It's not if, but how. As of the time of this recording, Chris Statlander is currently the Women's World Champion, and I can definitely imagine a world where she and Willow run back their awesome street fight from All Out 2024. Maybe this time, Willow wins the title and takes it with her. The prodigal son, and maybe the best pro wrestler on the planet to have never won the AEW or WWE World Championships, Will Ospreay has become a flag bearer for AEW. Not necessarily their mascot, but in the short term, he has truly ingrained himself in the company. Besides the automatic love he gets from the audience, he is also highly respected in the back. Famously, he campaigned to lose to Swerve Strickland at Forbidden Door in 2024 because he felt that no one should be above losing to the champion. Everyone was just waiting for AEW to crown him, and on some level, we are still waiting for them to crown Will Ospreay. But it screams volumes to a man that he's willing to be so selfless. Additionally, he played a very pivotal role in making sure that Death Riders lost at All In. Will Ospreay will be world champion. And finally, Mina Shirakawa. Mina Shirakawa has the chance to not only be a marquee player in the AEW Women's Division, but also a pivotal role in continuing a legendary story. On the potential checklist, she is over with the fans, has consistently great matches with everybody, and has a very marketable look. More importantly, she has a built-in world title story with someone who can be mentored by Tony Storm to climb up the hill, or someone to work with to win the top prize. And perhaps after a 6-month babyface run, we have the chance to run a good story of either her turning heel on Tony or Tony turning on Mina. Because Tony's been backstabbed before. Why would she allow it to happen again? Why wouldn't it happen again? It's a magnificent built-in story worth telling, as two people who found hope and love in each other might turn into bloody enemies once again, but maybe this time we can finally get that 4th act. That's it. Who do you think is the future AEW World Champion? Let us know down below. We'd greatly appreciate it. I'll catch y'all next time. We'll see everybody.